Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. The hostess with the mostest, the snagger-tooth one. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I literally have notes for one of the transition metals. It's actually a synthetic metal. But the creator wanted me to drop a message before we went back into the periodic table. Remember how we discussed shapeshifters who are highly skilled being able to go into vessels and use these vessels as a body or something, if you will, to attack or to reach, right? Now, these shapeshifters don't have to necessarily be bad, right? Jesus was a shapeshifter. Anyone who is powerful enough to transmute energy that they've received, that they have, in order to fulfill an assignment, a contract, to make a connection or a link or a bridge, if you will, or just an overall liaison, right, between the spirit world and the physical world, you could be considered a shapeshifter. A lot of people who have this gift, who use it for bad, get most recognition, right? We don't really look at the people who use this gift for bad as someone who is a shapeshifter. I don't even know a term for someone who used those gifts for good, but you are a shapeshifter if you have the ability to transmute energy, be a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, and use that energy to make a connection, a link, or you are some sort of liaison. The point that I'm getting at is that the creator wanted me to convey that some of these vessels that are being used are willing participants. Not every vessel that is used is an empty vessel or empty shell or a demonic non-believer or Satanist. Some of these people are willing participants, whether they have connections to the occult or whether they know that they have come here specifically to be used as a missing or an, I don't want to say this. Okay, I'll say as a link. To be used as a link for the underworld, right? Initially, when I got this download, I was just sitting there. I told y'all I work with kids, right? For those who don't know, I work with kids, right? So I am highly sensitive to energy, and I'm skillfully observant, right? In ways like a parent would be, right? You may think I didn't see or hear or notice something, but I absolutely did, and I'm just waiting for you to take it a little step further so I can intervene. In the spirit world, shapeshifters are exactly the same. These are people who sometimes have tethered themselves to other vessels. So what do I mean? They have spiritually linked themselves or made a spiritual cord between themselves and another vessel, whether it be an animal, another person, an adamant object in your home, however you feel or have noticed, because some people who have these gifts, and I mean other spiritual gifts, you can see, right? You know when someone is an empty shell being used by a demonic force or an empty shell being used by just forces, period, that are greater than themselves, and they are lacking full control, and they may 9 times out of 10 be out of it and not even conscious, right? They may be in a daze. They may be literally, their mind may be somewhere else. And this is where, like, people, and we've talked about, right, being able to make the distinction between a psychotic break spiritual warfare and just a mental breakdown, right? There are fine lines, they're all intertwined, and they all mimic one another in many ways. But this is where your spiritual discernment comes in, because you have to be able to make the distinction and the determination on what it really may be, right? When you start stepping into your spiritual gifts, one of the main things that's going to happen is you're going to be attacked. So I think this is why this is coming back up, because a lot of us have gotten more spiritual upgrades. We've been getting deeper revelations. I don't want to say downloads, because that sounds like I'm in the tarot or the psychic world. Even though I am heavily a part of that community, I don't read tarot cards, not right now anyway, but I am a part of the psychic community. However, not everyone can relate to that word, right? So let's just say a revelation. This also is important because people who know you have these gifts, including demonic entities, demons, devils, people who practice these dark arts, they will send you things because they know that you can see in the spirit. So you have to be careful. Your communication line with the Creator has to remain open like no other. You have to be willing to bust out in a prayer in the dirtiest rooms. You have to